Well, guys, coming back from Stevens, I adjusted his valves last night, but today he had a big flat spot and it was acting all stupid on his scooter, so went on back. Didn't really do a whole lot to it other than kind of set the idle on a little bit and kind of went through a few things. I think some of it's the weather with it. It's kind of cold here right now, and I don't think his scooter's liking the cold weather. Had a big old flat spot. Was able to adjust a little bit of it out with the idle speed, and it was dragging the brake a little bit, and I think between those two things it's a little happier. But it's got the air fuel mixture screw on it is sealed because of course it's a carb scooter, like all of our scooters are here. So it's probably gonna have to take it back to the shop one of these days and drill it out so I can fatten up the idle mixture a little bit. We're probably gonna have to rejet that carburetor a little. I think he's running just a tap lean. So we're gonna probably in the next couple weeks we're probably going to set that up and get that going. I want to change the belt in it because the belt doesn't feel right. The action's not as smooth as it should be. I think a lot of it has to do with belt being worn. Might have a weight or two that's on its way out. I'm just going to take a look at it and see what we can do to smoothen it up some and put it all back together and make it work nice. I'm also going to look at his Kickstarter when I do that. Rewire his boxes, his saddlebags, and then let's see, there's probably a few other little things that odds and ends we're going to do to it. It's almost acting like, well, it's acting like it's lean off of an idle, and then it picks it back up right away. So to me it's one of two things. It's running lean, and then I think it's running lean on idle, so then when you dump the throttle on it, it just kind of hesitates a little bit. It has a big old flat spot, not bad, but not great, and then it picks it up and goes. Kind of thinking it's a lean condition. Either couldn't find a vacuum leak, but either a vacuum leak or air fuel mixture at idles off, or it needs a little bigger pilot jet. And then we're going to look at rejetting it for the top end, because it sure seemed like it tightened that exhaust valve pretty quick. So it tells me it might be running a little warm. So of course that would be symptomatic of a vacuum leak as well, but just got to go through it and see if we've got a bad T somewhere, maybe, I don't know. Chase it with some usually use chem tool. You listen to it and you spray the connection, see if RPM changes, and then that's where you know you have a vacuum leak. So like I said, I'll just have to play with it. It was just getting a little too dark. I did get it to where it's running a lot better than it was, but still just doesn't feel quite like it should yet. But we'll get her done. Like I said, we'll probably have to upjet it a little bit. Just kind of fart around with it. These little carburetors are a little temperamental. They like to run better on some days than others. Like I said, I'll just kind of, and it's, like I said, it's a lot cooler right now than it's been, so that might have something to do with it as well. We're only getting into the 50s right now, and it gets into 32, 31 degrees at night, so it's a big weather change, and that might have something to do with it as well. It doesn't take much to upset these little guys. But we'll get it running like a top. It was running like a sewing machine when I left. other than having a very slight flat spot. A lot better than it was when I started. So it's livable now, it's drivable now. Before it wasn't. So we'll get her all fixed up, and he's going to be out of town for the next 10 days or so, and when he comes back we're going to play with it and see what we can do to get it right. I wanted to make sure though he was taken care of, because it's pretty much his only mode of transportation. So anyway, y'all have a goody. That's my quickie update. I had intended on pulling the motor out of Project Scoot tonight, but just didn't work out that way. I had to go over to Stevens, and that's a little bit of a trek for me. It's about 15 miles each way or so, but maybe closer to 10. But anyway, y'all have a good one, and probably have another video up tomorrow or the next day of me pulling the motor out of Scoot.